Hey, yes, I'm looking to purchase the 2020 Supra, the Launch Edition. You want 20,000 over? That's okay. Thanks. Thank you very much. Hi, yeah, I'm looking for the Toyota Supra, the Launch Edition. I'll take any color. What's your $90,000? You realize that's 33,000 over MSRP? Do you take PayPal? Okay, actually, this dealer wanted $100,000 for the Supra. It was down to $90K on eBay Motors on the auction, and they had a reserve set, and nobody met the reserve apparently, so $90,000 was a price that nobody's willing to pay apparently on eBay. So that's the state of buying a car that is hard to find right now, that people want, that's super in demand. I'm gonna walk you through the buying process. I'm trying to buy one as well. I've actually bought an in-demand car before in the past, and we're gonna talk about that. Hi, my name is Eric, and I wanna thank you for 43,000 subscribers, almost 7 million views. Absolutely amazing. I couldn't do it without you guys, and I'm trying to buy a Supra. And if you've got a good lead at about MSRP, hit me up on Instagram, DM me, it's right over here. And also, we've got a Discord server. It's a chat server. You can talk about all kinds of different cars. Over 500 people there now. Links in the description below. Come and chat with us all day long about cars. So a quick refresher on the Supra if you've been hiding under a rock. These are the basic specs. All the cars are going to be the same engine and the same transmission. That's a 3-liter BMW engine. It's the B58, co-developed with Toyota. It's also got an 8-speed ZF 8HP transmission, a very, very fast transmission. So all the Supras are going to have the same performance numbers. However, there's differences. There's 3 different trim levels, and let's talk about that for a second. Oh, but before we get to that, the car allegedly has 335 horsepower and about 365 pounds-feet of torque. However, that's been proven to be inaccurate. It's actually way, way more. I did a video a couple weeks ago on the 2 different dyno tests that were put out. It's gonna be right up here in the card. And essentially, Car and Driver took the car out to a dyno, and they found that it was making, I think, about 335 horsepower to the wheel, 340, something like that. Motor Trend did a similar dyno test, but on a different coast, on a different dyno, and they got similar numbers. Now, both of them had pretty big torque numbers. I think one was around 390, the other one is around 400. I don't remember exactly, but you can look at that other video. And the bottom line is, if you calculate about a 15% loss, something like that, driveline loss, you're looking at a crank horsepower of about 390 to 400 and way more on torque. I mean, we're talking about, 400 plus on torque, or well, maybe even as much as 500, depending on how you calculate it. So the car is way, way, way underrated in power. And also, CarWow, which is a British magazine, has tested the car twice now in the quarter mile. The first test that they did, they got 12.5 seconds in the quarter mile at 112 miles an hour. And then they recently, a couple days ago, did a test against the Z4 or the Z4 if you're in the UK. And in the quarter mile there, on an airport strip, 12 seconds flat. Mind-blowing how fast this car actually is. It beat the Z4 under all conditions, from a standing start, from a roller from I think 40, 50 miles an hour, something like that. Beat the Z4 handily. Even though the Z4 is supposed to make 382 horsepower, it's about the same weight. It's a little bit lighter than the Z4. So it's pretty clear that Toyota has tuned this car already for us. I'm pretty happy about it. Now, just for comparison purposes, Motor Trend tested the Mustang GT at 12.5 seconds in the quarter mile, and the Camaro SS1LE at 12.6. Both these cars have respectively, the Mustang has 460 horsepower, the Camaro has 455, and similar amounts of torque on both of them. So the Supra is essentially just as fast. It's in the same ballpark as both these cars, with probably a little bit less power, but it is lighter. Now, of course, the car is more expensive than both of these cars, or by a little bit of money. So it's definitely playing in the same ballpark. So all the people that said that the Supra is going to be a big fail, it's going to be a huge fail, blah, 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 blah. Well, guess what? There's lines at the dealers, and that's why I'm doing this video, because it's actually hard to get one right now. So yeah, big fail. And I love how the entire community has come around, and now that we're seeing most of the comments are positive on the Supra, almost all the negativity has gone away. We're gonna see the same round of comments on the C8 Corvette. I think that's the same way it's gonna go, but we'll see. Okay, so back to the main story. Let's just talk about the trim packages really quickly in case you're not that familiar. There's 3 of them. The base one is called the 3.0 for whatever reason, I don't know why. And here's what the 3.0 includes. It has a 6.5-inch display with Bluetooth and iPod capability, although who uses an iPod anymore? Hello. As well as Alcantara seats. Navigation and JBL audio are an extra option for $2,460. Now the next trim level, which is realistically the only other one available, is the premium package, and that goes for $54,000. By the way, the 3.0 is $50,000. The 3.0 premium grade will feature an 8.8-inch upgraded wide format touchscreen with navigation, Super Connect telematics, they mean BMW Connect, and wireless Apple CarPlay, which is actually pretty cool, a 12-speaker JBL audio system, wireless phone charging, and a color heads-up display. That's pretty neat as well. And it also gets leather seats and heated seats. Now the Launch Edition, which is the one that everybody's trying to get a hold of, only 1,500 examples. It is based on the Premium, so it's got everything that Premium has and a couple things more. It's got red mirror caps, black wheels, a red interior, although it's only partially red, and a numbered badge signed by Master Driver and CEO Akio Toyota. And remember, the meme from Akio Toyota, I love this. Without Supra, I cannot be Master Driver. It's a meme, I love it. There's only one standalone option in the car, and that is Driver Assist, and that has a package with parking sensors, adaptive cruise control, and a couple other things, and it's $1,200. So fully loaded, the Launch Edition is about $57,000. So how do you buy one? So I actually did a video a couple weeks ago, it's right up here in the card, on how to buy a brand new car. And some of those steps are gonna work for a hot car like the Supra, but some of them we're gonna have to modify. Now, in essence, my formula for buying a new car is as follows, and this is the most important step. A, you don't go into the dealer right away. You don't step foot in the dealer, because the second they see you, you are a piece of red meat and they are gonna pounce all over you, especially with a car like the Supra. What you do, at least with any other car, is you spec out the car the way that you want it. You figure out the options, the trim package, you figure out everything exactly down to a T the way that you want it, and then you start emailing dealers. And you email them in your area, and you go in concentric circles, I like circles, and you go outwards from your area. If you're in a big city like Los Angeles or Chicago, there might be 20, maybe 30 dealers, something like that, in a big area that you can email. And you email them, and you don't give them your phone number, you just give them your email and you say, give me your best price on this car. Then what you do is you let the dealers compete with each other for your business. You're gonna get, from maybe your 30 outbound inquiries, you're maybe gonna get like 5, 6, 7, if you're lucky, responses back with firm prices that you can take and bring this to another dealer and say, hey, match this price or beat it. Now, this doesn't work with a high demand car like the Supra, and let me tell you why. I bought a BMW 1M in 2011. That was a very rare car, still pretty rare. Only 740 something were imported into the US, and the demand was super high. There was so much hype. I called up this dealer in Ohio. They had one. He actually offered the car to me at below MSRP, if you can believe it. I wanted to do European delivery, which is a BMW program where you order the car, you order an American car, you go pick it up in Germany. So one way you can buy the Supra, if you don't want to talk to the dealers directly, is you can go on eBay. And so I did, and a couple days ago there was an auction for a Launch Edition. It should be up on screen right now. And the Launch Edition went for $60,000. Now that's pretty good considering a Launch Edition costs about $57,000 before taxes and all that. Only $3K markup. That's really cool. Whoever got that, you are a pretty lucky dude. You're gonna have hopefully one of the first ones available. By the way, they are supposed to be in dealers' hands on July 22nd, I think, maybe 24th, something like that. I went back to eBay and I checked out the situation, and there's 3 listings currently. They're starting at $58,000 all the way up to $70,000. So we're talking about no markup to about $13,000 markup out the door. They all have buy it now prices, which frankly I think are ridiculous. So that's the state of buying a Supra on eBay Motors. You're gonna pay a little bit of a premium. Now, should you pay a premium, and do I recommend it? I mean, let's talk turkey for just a second here. So I bought my BMW 1M, let's call it $54,000 just for argument's sake. And at the time, let's say I wanted to pay $10,000 markup on the car. So let's go over to Bring a Trailer. The car has been out now for a number of years. It's a car that has actually never really depreciated. If you can believe that, that's mind-blowing. Buying a brand new car that doesn't depreciate at all, super cool. That was like probably the smartest and the only one smart car decision I ever made, because I made a lot of dumb ones. So remember, 740 imported into the US, about 220 imported into Canada. A lot of them have been crashed. It's a difficult car to drive. You definitely needed some skill above an average driver to keep these things on the road. So there's less of them. Now the average, I think the median price is, around $50,000 for a 1M in reasonable condition. Let's take that $54,000, let's tack on the $10,000 ADM, the markup, and we're talking about $64,000 that I could have paid for the 1M. Is that smart? Well, not so much, because the higher end of the price range is maybe up to around $70K for a 1M with extremely low mileage and basically showroom quality condition, but the average is around $50-something thousand. So if, let's say, I sold the car for tomorrow for $55,000, maybe even $56,000, I'd still be underwater if I had paid $64,000 for the car. So we're talking about that $10,000, taking it and throwing it in the trash and burning it. Now, here's the big question. People that I see, people are posting this saying, oh, well, the Launch Edition, it's gonna go up in value. It's gonna be worth more. Yeah, if you can get the Launch Edition now, and you can pay MSRP for it, and you can flip it in, let's say, 2 months, you can probably make a little bit of money on that car to somebody who wants it right now. I remember when I bought my 1M, somebody sold it and they made a fair bit of money on it. I think somebody actually made like $15,000 on the car, which is like ridiculous. Somebody wanted the car desperately. Is it going to appreciate after 3 months? No, it's not. It's $1,500. It's limited. Is it going to appreciate in 10, 20 years? Absolutely. Is it going to appreciate over the next 4 or 5 years? No. You might be able to get your money back from it. I don't think so. Certainly, if you do dealer markup, you're not going to get that money back anytime soon. So let's say you were smart, you didn't pay a ridiculous amount of dealer markup. Now you're going to go to the dealer, you're going to make your deal. And remember, you're going to make your deal before you go into the dealer. You're going to show up, they're going to bring you to the finance guy. Now, I recommend you bring your own financing. Let's talk about that in a second. But here's what the finance guy is going to do. His job or her job is to make as much additional dealer profit as humanly possible. They're going to charge you for what amounts to a can of Scotchgard. They're going to spray it in the interior and they're going to call it lifetime stain protection warranty. You can go to Pep Boys and do that for about $14 for a can of 3M. They're going to give you paint protection. Well, you can go and you can get a ceramic coating. You can go and get all kinds of high performance coatings, which are going to cost a fair bit of money, and they're going to be a lot better than what the dealer can do, and the dealer's going to charge some ridiculous amount of money for basically putting on wax. They're going to try to charge you for etching, is what they call it, where they etch the VIN into the glass and into the body panels. Well, guess what? It's a sticker! And guess what? The body panels are already stamped with the VIN anyhow, so it's not a theft protection measure. That's just pure profit. Rust protection is another one. There's probably a whole bunch of things that I'm forgetting here, but they're going to try to tack on all these different 52.5 charges that they're going to try to get extra money from you and extract money from your wallet. Don't go for any of that. None of that is necessary whatsoever. So how do you buy an in-demand car like this? I mean, really the main thing is to contact your friends on Instagram, through social media, Facebook. You can join my Discord chat. I actually found somebody who's got potentially a really good lead for me on Discord. There's all kinds of things. You just gotta basically be really proactive, and you could actually hire a car buyer as well. That's something I'm looking at. I'm not completely set on the method I'm gonna use to buy the car yet, but you gotta be pretty creative on this. I wanna get it a little bit earlier than later. Yes, I've got a spot at a dealer at MSRP, but I'm a little bit farther back in line than I'd like to be. So I wanna get this car sooner and start making content because you guys are asking for content, and I'm excited about this car. There's no question about it. Now, I'm gonna be at the C8 Corvette reveal on July 18th. I'm going to be posting on Instagram stories on the 18th. I'm going to have hopefully early content on there. There's not that many people that I think are going to be doing live Instagram stuff. I'll be there the day after on the 19th. I'm gonna have a video up, or a couple of videos up. I'm gonna stay up overnight to get these things up. And so I wanna thank my Patreons who help support the channel and get me out to events like the Corvette reveal. This is obviously expensive to do. There's a super cool guy who's donating $100 a month. His name is Real6. Dude, you are freaking awesome. Furious Grommel, $50 a month. Dude, super awesome. I appreciate it so much. Squirrel Pope, $20 a month. There's some others on screen right now. They're gonna get early access to the Corvette video. In fact, they get early access to all of my videos. If you're interested, the link is down in the description. I've got some videos up on screen right now if you want to see more on the Supra or other sports cars. My name is Eric. I will see you in the next video.